USCIS denies thousands of green cards every year, even after interviews that seem to go well. Here are the top reasons why this happens and how to make sure it doesn't happen to you. The most common reason: missing or inconsistent evidence. Let's say you have a marriage-based green card case and you submitted proof of your relationship, but some of the documents don't match up. Like your tax return listing you as single when you're claiming you're married, or your lease doesn't list both of your names. Even inconsistencies during the interview, like not remembering key dates, places, or details about your relationship. These things can all lead to a denial. USCIS doesn't always tell you either that they may be concerned about this at your green card interview. It may come up later in a request for evidence or even a notice of intent to deny your case. So it's up to you to make sure that your testimony and all of your documents are pretty solid. Red flags from previous applications can also be a reason why your green card case is denied. Every application that you've ever submitted to USCIS or even the Department of State is on the table. For instance, on your prior immigration forms, if you have any information that's inconsistent, like different dates of birth, address history, employment history, marital status, all of these things can trigger a denial. Also, if USCIS suspects that your marriage is fraud in a marriage-based green card case, or suspects any kind of benefits fraud, that's a major reason for a denial. USCIS actually has a section within it that's dedicated to fraud investigations. And they don't just look at your case, but they check patterns in your case, such as the marriage officiant you used, your application timeline, or even past interactions that you may have had with immigration. They also can compare your cases to other individuals who may have already had their cases flagged as being fraudulent. So with all that in mind, here's what you can do to protect your case. First, bring overwhelming and consistent evidence. USCIS officers love details. So for instance, don't just submit your bank statements in a marriage-based green card case. Highlight the transaction history to show that both you and your partner are using the account. Don't just submit photos. Include captions with your photos, identifying who is in the photo with you and your partner, as well as information as to where the photo was taken and the date it was taken. And prepare for your interview. Practice with someone who understands the process, like your attorney. That way, when you go into the interview, you've already given yourself an idea as to what to expect. Mock interviews are my favorite as an immigration lawyer. We do those with our clients all the time. That way, we can help prepare our clients to identify any tricky questions or highlight any issues that they should be aware of when they go into the interview. Also, be honest and transparent. If there's something in your history that might be an inconsistency, sometimes it might be good to address it head on and not necessarily wait for the officer to bring it up. And also make sure you respond to requests for evidence quickly. If USCIS asks for additional documents, it's really important to be fast about getting the documents that they're requesting. If you don't treat it as an urgent request, then it can result in delays in your case and could result in a denial if you don't submit what's needed right away. Denials don't happen randomly. They happen because USCIS finds a reason that it can't ignore to deny the case. But by preparing thoroughly and double-checking all of your evidence and documentation and addressing any weak spots that you see early, or at least have a strategy as to how you're going to address them, you can significantly increase your chances of approval. The last thing you want to do is leave something as important as your green card case to chance. For more immigration tips, tricks, and information, feel free to give us a follow.